Okay, hello. So welcome to Esmo Epchois, which is one of the three hymns that we covered this last Friday. So this last Friday, we covered three hymns. We covered Esmo Epchois, Ario Oches, and Long Tenoe and Sok in the annual tune. So this was not the Long Tenoe and Sok, the festive tune. This was the Long Tenoe and Sok. So given that we're making this video and doing this lesson in the Holy 50 days, that Long Tenoe and Sok is not going to be sung. It would be sung annually. So it's not going to be sung during the Holy 50 days. There's a different tune for that, and we'll likely go over that at some point during class. So today was three hymns, Esmo Epchois, Ario Oches, and Tenoen Sok. This video is just Esmo Epchois, and there's two other videos, one covering Ario Oches and another covering Tenoen Sok. So we're going to look at Esmo Epchois. So if you remember the week before, we covered Hoserov, which was one of the three hymns that we do at the end of the third canticle. Esmo Epchois is another one of the three hymns that we do at the end of the third canticle, and it's maybe the most common hymn that you will see done at the end of the third canticle. The hymn starts actually in the second to last verse of the third canticle, where it's Esmo Epchois, Ananias, Azarias, Misael, Hoserov, Ario Oches, Shaniene, right? So that's where you're going to notice it start. So you'd slow down in terms of your pacing of the third canticle. And at that verse, you would start the hymn, Esmo Epchois, right? So we're going to take a look at the hymn. It's not too bad in comparison to Hos Erof and Long Tentino, which I know was a source of a little bit of frustration, but nonetheless, God willing, we'll be able to get through the hymn and enjoy it, sing it together, and learn a little bit. So let's take a look at Esmo Epchois. So I'll go through the hymn, and there's a lot of repetition. So I think once you kind of get a good portion of the hymn down, you're pretty good with the whole hymn. So once we get actually this portion here, the Esmo Epchois part, you're pretty much good with about half of the hymn. And then there's just little longer parts towards the rest of it, but you should be pretty good. Okay. So let's take a look at Esmo Epchois. We'll go through the whole hymn and then we'll go through it piece by piece. So Esmo Epchois, oh, 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 ois, Ananias, Azare, yes, Misael. Ero, oh, 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 of Ari Ochas Shani ene Esmo Epchois. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 Ois ni terse vestem shoise noti entenen yoti os erof ario chas shani ene. So that's the hymn. It's more choice. And as you can notice, this part here, a small choice is going to repeat twice. So once you have that part down, you're pretty chill for the whole hymn. Okay? So let's start with the Esmo choice portion. Okay? So we're going to start. We'll go through the first line. And once you have the first line, you pretty much have half of the second line down too. So the first part's going to go Esmo Epchois. Oh, 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 oh. So just a quick reminder on how the notes are working. I should have said this in the beginning. My apologies. We have the medium notes, we have the long notes, and we have our typical short notes. So notice here, it's not Esmo, Epsho, oh, oh. It's not like that. You could have it like that, honestly, since the beginning's a little different across people, but it's Esmo Epsho Epsho. So there's a little bit of hesitation. Epsho. So here again, it's not it's oh. So notice the two short notes. Okay, so we're gonna start here again. Esmo epsho So just practice that part together. Let's do it together. Esmo epsho One more time. Esmo epsho So you can start low at the Esmo ep choice. Esmo epsho So these two long notes are going to go high. So pretty high here. Okay, so practice that part. Esmo epsho So the transition here is right? So practice that. Okay, so it's gonna go Esmo epsho Okay, so these parts are identical. So let's just practice the identical part. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, one more time. Oh, 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 oh. So just practice that part. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, so all together it's going to be Esmo Epsho, oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. So starting here, we get away from the repetition portion. So it's gonna be oh, 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 oh. Okay, so let's practice that transition together. Oh, 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 right? Oh, oh, oh. Practice that one more time. Oh, 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 oh. Right? So this part starting here. Oh, 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 oh. One more time. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. So all together, the second line is going to be oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Together. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. So a lot of this hymn is spent going high, as you can notice, right? Oh, 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 oh. Big pause. Oh, 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 oh. Right? So what you'll notice actually is when the hymn Esmo Epchois is being sung during Tasbeha, usually you'll start off with the def. So the def is keeping rhythm. Around this part where oh, 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 the def stops. Oh, 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 oh. And the reason why we're stopping is because we're significantly slowing down the pace of the hymn here. Right? So here you're noticing oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Then it picks back up again on this third line. Oh, 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 oh. So let's practice it together. Oh, 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 oh. One more time. Oh, 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 oh. So four notes together, four short notes. Oh, oh, oh. So practice just the four short notes. Oh, oh, oh. Right, so the four short notes and one long note, right? Oh, oh, oh. So those four short notes in combination with these two medium notes will be oh, 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 oh. Okay, so let's practice the third line. Oh, 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 So you'll notice a lot of those combinations of short notes where it's like, oh, oh, oh. So you'll notice a lot of those, right? So here it's oh, 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 oh. It's not two medium notes here. You see where I'm pointing? Oh, oh, oh. It's not oh, oh, oh. It's oh, oh, oh. Okay, so it's gonna go oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. So let's practice that together. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Okay? So practicing from here. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Okay? Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Right? So, oh, 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 oh. See, it's ascending here. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, so it's starting low. Oh, 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 and then it's going back down. So this medium note here, low, this medium note high, this medium note high, this medium note low. Oh, 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 oh. So practice this part. Oh, 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 oh. If you want to go slow to get the short notes down. Oh, 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 oh. So practice those short notes. They're a little funky, but they give texture and rhythm and vibrancy to the hymn, right? So let's practice here. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. So let's practice that part. Oh, 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 oh. Notice how it's descending, starting high. Oh, 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 oh. Practice one more time. Oh, 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 oh. 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 Oh, oh, ois. Oh, oh, ois. Oh, hi. Oh, ois. Okay? So that's going to be the Esmo Epchois part. So from the beginning, it's going to go Esmo Epcho, oh, 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 oh. Right, notice here it's oh, so it's a dot, then it's not oh, 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 it's oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 ois. Okay, so that's the small choice part. Once you have that down, you have pretty much the rest of the hymn down. And once you have this Ananias, Azarias, Misael part down, you also have this part, the niyat teresebes the part down. Okay. So here's how the Ananias Azarias part is going to start, right? So we'll start from here. Oh, ois, Ananias. Right, one more time. Ananias. Ananias, Azarias, Misael. So Ananias, Azarias is like building up. Like you hear the tone, or you hear the pitch, it's building up. So it's Ananias, Azarias, Misael, and just practice that part. It's very, very easy, right? Ananias, Azarias, Misael. Right? So the il, it's not il, it's il. There's a little dot in the middle. Il. Okay? Just practice that. Ananias, Azare, yes, Misa, Il. And then we move on to the whole Seraph part. Oh, 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 oh. So now, if you notice, this is the same exact hezet as Hoserof or Tenen as well, right? So remember how we went Hos a a a a a, the exact same thing, but just for Ho. So it's Ho, descending in pitch, right? So it's kind of settling down. Okay, so this part is pretty much repeating. They're pretty identical. The only difference is just it doesn't have that extra here. So it's and you don't have the here. It's okay. So let's practice it one more time and move on to the next portion. Oh, 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 oh. Now this part. Okay, one more time. One more time. Okay. So again, the hymn slows down. Again, it slows down. So here you'd have a def for hos. Once you get to the erof, you're slowing down, no def. Okay, one more time. Okay? So let's start with the A again. One more time. So it's settling here. Oh, 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 oh. So it starts high. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. So the last long note here is gonna be high. Oh, 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 and then it settles. So it starts high. Oh, 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 oh. And then the combination of short notes here, the four short notes, is gonna be low. Oh, 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 oh. Right? So start here. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. One more time. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 of Ari o chas shani ene. Okay? So let's go from the beginning here. So let's practice here. Oh, 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 of Ari o chas shani ene. Okay? So, oh, 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 of Ari o chas shani ene. Okay? So we'll practice from this one and move on to the last. So practice this part. Oh, 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 of Ari o chas shani ene. Then we move on to the last part, which is just the same exact as the beginning. Esmo Epchois. So you've already understood that part. If you want to go back to the video, obviously the video itself is not going to teach you the hymn in, like 30 to 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes. It's going to take a little bit of practice. So rewind the video if you want to practice this part, but it's the same exact part, right? So just Esmo Epchois. Oh, 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 oh. The only difference is the ending. So this is what we're going to practice. Ni eter se veste em epshoisef noti entenenioti. Okay, so let's practice that together. Ni eter seveste. One more time. Ni eter seveste. Ni eter seveste. Then it's going to go straight into the next part. Pshois efnoti entenenioti. So you're going to stop here. Entenenioti. Slow down. Hos erof ariochas shani ene. And that's the hymn. So we'll practice the last part again. Ni eter seveste emepshoisef noti entenenioti hos erof ariochas shani ene. And that's the Esmo Epchois. Okay? So if you have any questions about it or any kind of difficulties in it, obviously you can contact me in the video. If you want to repeat certain portions or go back to certain portions, feel free to do that, right? The video is meant to be played back to go at your own pace. If there's parts that are a little bit more confusing, go over those parts. If there's parts that make sense, you can skip those parts. So whatever, works best for you in terms of the video, do that 100%. Right? But that's the hymn Esmo Epchois. It's not too bad. Sometimes they'll do two verses, right? So sometimes they'll start Esmo Epchois, Ananias, Azarias, Misael. That's where they'll start it. Sometimes they'll start it otherwise. But here, a lot of people are asking this question: when do we do Hoseroth? Right? Because we don't commonly do it. You would do it here, right? So you wouldn't go Hoseroth. Ari ochas shani ene. You'd start here. Hos and that's where you do it. So you do it here. If you were to do all three of the three canticle hymns all together, you'd start there. So that's the hymn Esmo Epchois. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, concerns, please message me. If you want to leave a comment down below the YouTube video, you can do that too. You're more than welcome to, but whatever you feel is best for you. And thank God, hopefully you found this helpful or, in some ways aiding. If you're learning the hymn through other sources, other recordings, you're also more than welcome to do that using other hazet. But God willing, this helped out in some way, shape, and form through the grace of God. So God willing, you'll also enjoy the next video for the other third canticle hymn, Ario Oches, and then Tenoen Sok, which should also be posted. So have a very, very amazing day.